Hey, y'all. Hey, this is your girl, Delisa Robinson, the real estate diva, out here in these real estate streets. What do? I teach people how to build wealth through real estate using little to no money out of pocket. So I teach you how to use the creative finance strategies like wholesaling, tax deeds, subject to, and things like that. So today, we're going to start our 5-part series on creative financing strategies that can help you build a real estate portfolio with little to no money out of pocket. So that's what we're going to be doing. Now, also, I'm going to recap you on day 6. So, day 6 out of 30 was on Friday, and I'm going to give you guys an idea of what it was that I'm doing to rebuild my own portfolio. So, grab your pens and your papers, and let me just tell you exactly what it is we're going to do. So, today we're going to cover in this series, we're going to cover wholesaling, seller financing, lease options, and subject to tax deeds and tax liens. So share this live out with 5 of your friends and let's get started. Now, grab a pen and paper because you will need pen and paper. Why? Because these lives will not stay up. I'm going to say it again. These lives will not stay up. They're going to be up for 24 hours. Then the only way you'll be able to get this live is in the mentorship program in these real estate streets. If you want to join in these real estate streets, it's a monthly membership or an annual membership. Click the link in any bio or profile and you can join. Okay? Now, who am I? Because a lot of y'all don't even know me, and especially since this is my second live stream on TikTok. Hi, TikTok. So I am a broker. I'm a real estate broker, a real estate investor, and I teach. I teach you how to get to a bag in real estate because it's very easy. You don't need a lot of money. You don't need good credit. And you just use these strategies that I'm going to go over with the next 5 days and you'll be able to get to it. Okay. Now, I currently hold a multi-million-dollar real estate portfolio, meaning I have properties where people pay me to live in these properties. So I'm a landlord. I wholesale, I retail. Like I said, I also own my own real estate brokerage. Now, to date, I have helped 173 people start investing in real estate, either through my brokerage, through teaching, or just partnering up with people and letting them know that, hey, this is how you can do this. This is how you can get to this bag. Okay. Now, I have 2 clients that have bought mobile home parks. I have another 2 clients who they partnered up and created a multi-million-dollar hedge fund where they're buying up a lot of real estate. And then I have 3 clients who have hit 6 figures just doing rental arbitrage and Airbnb. So your girl know a little bit about what she's doing. I've been in these streets for the past 25 years. And now I'm going to recap you on what happened with day 6 of me rebuilding a portfolio, because those of you who weren't here before, I'll tell you what's going on. After a recent divorce, I had to liquidate assets and rebuild. So I've been starting to rebuild this portfolio. Now, by rebuilding, that means I had to start from scratch. So I put everything in that I'm teaching you guys over the next 5 days, I have put that in practice. So I'm going to make sure that you know exactly what it is that you need to do. So now you should have your pens and your papers. Today, we are going to talk about wholesaling. Because a lot of people ask me about wholesaling real estate. What is it? Why do you do it? How do you do it? How do I get started? Where can I do this? How do I do it? What market should I be in? And things like that. So I'm going to take a quick minute and I'm going to brief you on wholesaling real estate. Wholesaling real estate is not flipping a house. It's flipping a contract. I'll say it again. It's not flipping a house. It's flipping a contract. Meaning you will go under contract to purchase a property. Then you will sell your position in the transaction to someone else. You make for a profit. You make the profit. How much profit you make depends on how good the deal is, how you analyze the deal, and what you desire to make. That's how you analyze it, okay? So now, wholesaling real estate is flipping a contract, not a house. You don't have to swing a hammer. You don't have to do any work. You don't even have to clean it out. Sometimes, now, what I'm noticing is when I first started wholesaling real estate 7 years ago, people wanted to People wanted to wholesale real estate, but they were told to find distressed properties. Now, since the market has changed a little bit and it's a little bit altered, my buyers, I don't know about the rest of you, but my buyers are saying that they want to have properties with tenants already in it. They want cash flowing properties. So you have to know how to do those numbers. Okay. Now, wholesaling real estate. Share this live out with 5 of your friends. Let's see who's going to be my highest sharer on TikTok. Let's see who's going to, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them in the comments and I'll answer as many as I can and how many I can get back to. Now, wholesaling real estate. The first thing you want to do is not find a property. You want to find a buyer. First thing you want to do in wholesaling real estate, you want to find a buyer. Okay, you want to find a buyer. Now, by finding a buyer, you get the buyers what we call a buy box or their criteria for what type of properties they're looking for. Okay. Now, the first thing you're going to do is when you find the buyer and say, for example, if I'm your buyer, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to say, hey, what is it that you want? What are you looking for? Do you want a single family home, a duplex, multifamily, a mobile home park, mobile homes, vacant land so you can build on? What is it that you want? So you want to know their criteria, what type of property they want. Then you want to know, where do they want it? Do they want it in the city? Do they want it in a rural area? Do they want it in Atlanta, but you're in Buffalo? Do they want it in Detroit, but you're in Chicago? Where do they want this property? Then you want to know, how much do they want to spend? That's important. How much are they willing to spend on this property? After you find out how much they want to spend, your next thing is, how soon can they spend it? How soon are they looking to close? That's the next thing you want to know. You want to know, how soon are they looking to close? Now, once you have those 4 things, you have who, the buyer, what they want, where they want it, how they're going to pay for it, and when they want to close. So you got the who, what, where, when, why, and how. That's all you need to know when you're going to wholesale real estate. So the first thing you need to do is figure out who is your buyer, what they want, where they want it, when they want to close, and how they're going to pay for it. When I say how, are they paying cash? Are they using credit cards? Do they get a loan from the bank? Do they have a hard money loan? Are they doing private lending? How are they paying for this money? So those are the first 5 questions you want to ask when you're talking about a buyer. Okay. Now, once you find out what they want, when they want to close, where they want it, your job is to go find it. Once you go out there and you find it, you already have a buyer. The number one mistake that most wholesalers make is, besides not having their numbers in order, which is the most important thing, knowing your numbers. The second thing is they go out and they find a property and then they find out nobody wants that property. I mean, I'll keep it real with you, and I'm going to keep it 100 at all times. What good is a property that don't nobody want? So you go and you find a buyer first. Let the buyer tell you what type of property they want. Okay? All right. Now, how do you locate these buyers? Buyers are everywhere. You can find buyers on social media. You can find buyers by pulling a list on the system called PropStream. You can find buyers in your local real estate investor association meetings. You can find buyers in Facebook groups. You can find buyers on Marketplace. You can find buyers on Craigslist. You can find buyers from attorneys. You can find buyers from other wholesalers. You can find buyers from real estate agents. You can find buyers in landlord-tenant court. You can find buyers pretty much anywhere. Anywhere. You definitely can find buyers almost anywhere. All right, that was number 1. Now, once you find buyers and they tell you what they want, you go find it. How do you find these properties? You can find properties on Zillow. You can find properties driving for dollars. You can find properties on PropWire, which is free service. You can find properties on PropStream, which is a paid service. You can find properties on the housing code violation list for your local area. You can find houses at RIA meetings. You can find houses almost anywhere there are people. You can find houses. I teach my students Zillow for sale by owner. Easiest way to find a house. Notice I said for sale by owner and not the MLS. There's a difference. For sale by owner is usually an owner who's looking to sell their property. On the MLS, that person is represented by a real estate agent. You're going to have proof of funds and EMD and be able to close within a certain period of time. You have more leeway with it for sale by owner. So go with this stuff for sale by owner. Now, once you found buyer and seller, you have a purchase agreement. Write that down. Purchase agreement that you're going to have between yourself and the seller, the homeowner. Now I say seller because it's not always a homeowner. Sometimes it is the homeowner, sometimes it's not. So you can't always say the person that owns a house. No, because a power of attorney can sell you a house. A bankruptcy judge can sell you a house. So anybody, an executor of an estate can sell you the house. Anyone can sell you the house. So you have to say the person that's legally able to sell you a house. That's the person you should always be talking to. Okay. Now, once you do the purchase agreement between you and the person that's legally able to sell you this property, then what you do is you take this money. So we're going to use my favorite neighbor. Y'all know me. I like Miss Susie. Miss Susie down the street. You find her a property. She owes nothing on the property because she's been there for 50 million years. She don't owe anything on the property, but she wants to go live with her kids in North Carolina. And you are in Milwaukee. Okay. Now she wants to leave. So she says, okay, you say, okay, Miss Susie, how much do you want? She said, well, I only need 50,000 to start my new life. Okay. So she says she wants 50,000. So you take her duplex because she might have a tenant upstairs. She might have a tenant downstairs. She might be living in it. Who knows? So you take the duplex and you say, okay, you run your numbers. Anytime you are dealing with real estate, you fall in love with the numbers, not the property. You fall in love with the numbers, not the deal. You fall in love with the numbers, not the person who you're working with or who's on the other side of that transaction. You never fall in love with a property. You fall in love with the numbers. Okay. So you have to know how to run your numbers. You have to know comparables. You have to know comps. You have to know the ARV, which is what will that house be worth once it's renovated. You have to know the construction budget. So those are the numbers that we go over. So then what happens is you go, okay, now you have the numbers ran. Once you run your numbers and you say, oh, wait a minute, Miss Susie only wants 50,000, but this house as is right now is worth 100,000. So you might put it out to your buyer who already told you. Now, mind you, your buyer already told you that they probably would pay you anywhere between $75,000 to $100,000 for this house, or $100,000 to $125,000. So you might put it out to your buyer, hey, I have this property, $100,000. They come, they look at it, they like it, great, and it works for their numbers. You say, okay, how much do you want? I want 100. Miss Susie's gonna get $50,000. So are you. Because that's wholesaling. So Miss Susie's going to get her 100 and her 50. You're going to sell it to your end buyer. Write that down because you need to know who the players are in these transactions. You're going to write that. You're going to give that to your end buyer on an assignment contract or another purchase agreement. So let's break this down. An assignment contract requires you to pay no closing costs, no money. You don't lose any money. You're going to get a check for 50,000, and the last person and the end buyer's name is going to go on the contract, on the deed to the property. I'm sorry. They're because you're assigning your position in the contract, your equitable interest in the transaction to someone else. Okay. Now, if you don't want anyone to know how much money you made, you're going to do a double close. What's a double close, Lisa? That's where you have two purchase agreements. Now, you're going to have a purchase agreement between you and Miss Susie for $50,000. Then you're going to have a purchase agreement between you and Big Mike. Big Mike got big money. Okay. So we're going to have Big Mike down the street giving you $100,000. But you need a purchase agreement for that. Guess what? Miss Susie will never know you sold it to Mike for 100, and Mike will never know you got it from Miss Susie for 50 because you did a double close. With a double close, you need two purchase agreements. With an assignment, you need one purchase agreement and an assignment contract. Now, I don't know what the gurus and the do-roos and the no-roos out there in the world are telling you about wholesaling, but listen to this. I do not attend closings. Well, Lisa, how do you get paid? Easy. I get wired. And that is exactly why I named my academy the Get Wired Academy, the Get Wired Wholesaling Academy, because we get our funds wired to us. We don't go to closings. We don't have to. Now, if I decide to purchase a property, I may have to attend a closing. But guess what's going to happen? I'm not going to attend it. My attorney is going to FedEx me those forms. I'm going to sign everything I need to sign, get it notarized the way I need to get it notarized, and I'm going to FedEx it right back to him. He's going to wire me, because in those forms that he sent me is a wire authorization form with my bank account information on it, and he's going to send me my money. Usually the same day of closing. So while y'all going to closing and getting checks, and I know everybody like to show the checks and stuff like that, I don't do that. I can't tell you the last time I went to a closing. Wholesaling real estate now. I've been wholesaling real estate now for 7 years, and I'm telling you, I have not been to a closing. I think the last time I went to a closing was 2018 or 2019. It was either late 2018 or early 2019. So I haven't been to a closing in 4 years. And the only reason, let's be real clear, the only reason I had to go to that closing is because my attorney called me. He said, do you know your client showed up with cash? And I can't put all this cash in my bank account. So I need you to come pick up your assignment fee. That's the only reason I had to go attend the closing. There were no documents for me to sign. The only document I had to sign was I received that money. That's it. That's all. So for all y'all see these people, oh, I made $100,000 wholesaling real estate. That is not normal. You need to ask them a few questions. When people are telling you that, you have to ask them a few questions. First of all, what type of deal was it? Was it commercial? Was it a mobile home park? Was it residential? Second of all, you also want to ask them, how long did it take you to close that deal? Where was the deal located? Because in California, I might make $100,000. I might make $50,000. I might make $40,000. New York City, the same way. Atlanta, I can make that type of money in Atlanta too. Bigger cities, Houston, Dallas, those cities where the real estate is a little higher, yeah, you can make that type of money, but not all the time. A standard assignment fee that you might make is anywhere between $5,000 to say $25,000. That's average, but it's not guaranteed. Okay, so I don't want you guys to think, oh, she's just saying this, and no, I have made $2,500 on a deal, and I have made $50,000 on a deal. $50,000 right now today is my highest assignment fee. And do I have the ability to get other assignment fees? Yeah, if I can stop trying to buy the houses that I'm supposed to be wholesaling. But that's a different story for another day. So today we're talking about wholesaling. If you have any questions about anything I said, make sure you can drop your questions in the chat. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions for you. I don't want you guys to go out into the world and not know how to do these processes correctly. So you need find your buyers first, because then you can close your deals like that. A fully executed contract is what you're trying to get to. What's a fully executed contract? A purchase agreement, either two purchase agreements signed by both seller and buyer, or one purchase agreement and one assignment contract. That's what you need. There are other things you can do. You can partner. The quickest way to close a deal is to partner with another wholesaler. And that's called a JV agreement. You would need an agreement for that, joint venture agreement. Never enter into any contract. I don't care what type of process it is, what type of deal y'all got going on. Do not enter into another contract with any other real estate person and you don't have it in writing. It amazes me. And I learned that lesson the hard way. My very first deal, I made $6,439. That was my first assignment fee. My next deal after that, I lost $3,750 because I was supposed to get $7,500. I lost $3,750 because I thought this person was my friend. I thought this person was going to be okay. I thought this person was going to do the right thing, and they shafted me. And when it all said and done, they hand me a check for $3,750 when I was supposed to get a check for $7,500. Was I pissed? Yes. But was it my fault? Yes. Lesson learned. I will never do that again. I'll never tell you guys to do that again. And I tell you all the time, make sure you get everything in writing. All right. Now that is my soapbox for today. So I will recap what I've been doing. So I'm in the process, for those of you who came in late, I'm in the process of rebuilding and starting my portfolio over, or building a different portfolio. I should say I'm building another portfolio from ground zero, and I'm doing it with trying not to use any of the money that I already have out in the world. So we're doing it from scratch with no money. Okay. Now today is day 6 of 30 days. Now I'm doing this in phases. The first thing I'm going to do is raise capital. How am I going to raise capital? Wholesaling real estate. Absolutely, I will. I currently have a 41 properties in Atlanta. I have 48 properties in Atlanta. I have 41 properties in Michigan. I have 68 properties in Buffalo, New York. And there is another one. Oh no, that one already sold, so you don't have to worry about that. And I didn't sell it, so I'm really pissed. So what we're gonna do is we're currently working on trying to figure out how I can keep the portfolio in Buffalo for myself because it's a good one. Hey, Miss Nick, how are you? I want to keep the property. I want to keep the 68 properties in Buffalo for myself. So I'm working with the owner. He's willing to seller finance me, which we'll talk about that tomorrow. Seller financing will be tomorrow, and I'll tell you exactly what I have to do in order to get this portfolio and what I need. So if you guys have questions, we can have questions, answers. I'm here for it. If you guys need anything, you can always hit me up on my inbox, private message me, DM me, whatever y'all want to call it, because every social media platform calls it something different. Send me a message and I will be more than happy to answer. I am currently, I have about 5-10 minutes for Q&A. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, just let me know and I'll be more than happy to answer. So just make sure I haven't missed any because I have a tendency to talk. So today we talked about wholesaling real estate. Today, and if you can, share the likes, share, like, if you feel free. Now, if you got something out of this information that I just gave you, drop the number 1 in the comments so that I can see that you actually got something out of it. Tomorrow, we will be talking about seller financing. Now, seller financing can be tricky, but it has to be done a certain way in order for it to work for you. So tomorrow we'll be talking about seller financing. Sweetie, it's not a wig, but thank you. These are called braids. See, braids, but thank you. I always get one. There's always somebody. I don't understand that. Why do people go on social media to just talk crap about other people? I never understood that. Find you something safe to do. Find you something safe to do. These are braids, baby. I ain't mad at you. I don't even know you enough to be mad. I could care less about what you think. But anyway, I am, like I said, if you guys have any questions or any comments regarding wholesaling real estate, or you want to know how I'm going to rebuild. Hey, it is what it is. 1 likes, 2 likes. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, I can understand. Now, the one thing I did want to say is this. If you want it, I'll be on tomorrow. Don't know what time, but we will be talking about seller financing. Seller financing is another way for you to build a portfolio in real estate with little to no money out of pocket. It is definitely a way for me, the way I have built my portfolio using creative finance strategies. I haven't done a traditional mortgage since 2002. And that was only because at the time we needed to build credit for my husband, so we took out a mortgage. Our mortgage was 23,000. The mortgage payment was $250 a month, and it was something so simple. And we used the whole house. We used it as a whole house. Our mortgage payment literally was $250 a month, and we had it was one $250 a month included the insurance, the mortgage, and the taxes. And when we moved out of the house into our next home, we rented that one out and we got $1,250 a month. So we cash flowed $1,000. Okay. So anyway, I am going to get ready to go because I have to finish I have to finish my spreadsheet so I can get my offer over for this portfolio. I'll be on tomorrow. I hope you can all join me, and I will see you then. Remember what I always tell you guys, you can choose to be anything that you want in this world. I just hope that you choose to be kind, because at some point in your life, somebody has been kind to you, and it's always cool to pay kindness forward. Not only does it make you a better person, but if enough of us do it, it will make the world a better place. So have a great day. Go out, be prosperous. Bye.